Give it 1 second. Oh, Cassie just needs me to send her the link. Hold on. 1 second, 1 second. We will be starting shortly. In the meantime, breathe. Come in for a landing in your body. Oh, there she is. All right, I was just about to send you the link. But we're going to start with lymph today. And so also for those of you who do not know, my knee injury is most likely not my MCL. It's bursitis in my pes ansarium, also known as goosefoot bursitis, which sounds really weird, but that's because it is those 3 tendons, the gracilis, semi-tendinosus from the hamstring, and sartorius coming together on top of that bursa. So anyway, general vicinity is correct, but the actual injury is different than what I thought it was. So slightly different recovery, but we're going to start with breathing and then do lymph. Inhale, stretch out and up, and exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Letting go of any excess stuckness or energy that might be sitting in your body somewhere that clinging on. Let it go, let it go. Inhale, open, fill up, exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let it go. And again, inhale, open it up. Exhale, shake, bounce, jiggle, have a party inside your own body. Woo! Celebrate or get rid of stuff. It all can look like the same thing. All right, and then we're going to do the lymph. So rubbing your hands together, right hand to the upper left quadrant, just giving it a rub. We're going to go through this pretty quickly, and then we'll get down into moving and stretching and legs things for legs. Other side, same thing. Shake, shake, let it go. So here's my left hand on that right upper quadrant, just under my clavicle, subclavian vein, returning the lymph back into the bloodstream. And then both hands up around the angle of the jaw. I always slow down and get a little softer and gentler up here and try to feel with my fingers what's actually going on with my lymph nodes. Are they swollen or not? And usually, like if I come down along the angle of along the edge, that ridge under my jaw, I can usually feel some little spots that might be a little bit swollen. And then we're going to shake that out, let it go. Let's just do this when we haven't done it for a while. K27 points right there. Here's the end of my clavicle. Boom, down. There's a little indentation getting in there. So clavicle down. You should feel like a little indentation right in there. Circling around one direction and then the other. K27 point. And then shake that out into right hand, left armpit. You can move around, grab there. So one of the people who is following me is asking where I get this from. This stuff, these things are from the 6 points, or the lymph flush is from Perry Nicholson, who's a chiropractor, and he's got a site on YouTube. I think it's at Stop Chasing Pain. And the other person, those K27 points, do the other side, is Donna Edens. She has a book called Energy Medicine. Or Donna Eden, not Donna Edens, just Donna Eden. But this lymph flush, Perry Nicholson is not the only person doing that, right? There are a lot of other people, similar work. All right, coming down, we're just going to do a quick pull across from your xiphoid process underneath out towards, so you're just squidging under your ribs, digging your fingers in and pulling down and out. This is from connective tissue therapy. But the reason I want to do it is to just give your diaphragm a little bit of movement and your liver, so things aren't stuck together. On my side of my spleen tends to get a little bit stuck. So I just want to pull through there, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And then the spot in the middle between my belly button and my xiphoid process, right in the middle, cisterna which is deep inside. So I kind of like to sink into it so my fingers can get in there more. And this one always feels really kind of disgusting to me. It's like, ooh. It's like I'm not in favor of this movement very much. Yeah, and then we're gonna shake that out. What is it? Let the fox, whatever, what the fox saw. That little move comes from that video. It is your inguinal fold, inguinal ligament. Leslie Kaminoff was talking about, I think he was doing a dissection with Gil Headley a long time ago, and he was saying that he was down there doing the dissection, so under the skin, they had removed all the skin and the superficial fascia, and he's looking for the he's looking for the through the fascia, and he's like, I'm trying to find now I'm totally losing it because I told you the rest of the story. I'm trying to find the inguinal tendon or whatever, the tendon that's going down there. And Gil Headley looks at me, he's like, well, you cut right through it. If you want to see it, let's look over at this side. So a lot of times there isn't a big difference, right? It's like, oh, it's subtle stuff inside our body. But under here, we have a whole bunch of lymph nodes. And take it down behind your knees, bend and straighten a little bit. And then come up and then spiral, twisting one side and then the other. Looking around behind you, seeing what's back there. In my case, it's the pea pod. She is up on her throne, the princess in the tower. Good. And let's come into a forward fold, wide stance. So feet very wide. Take it down, shift from side to side. Bend one knee, bend the other. Releasing through your spine, hamstrings, let go. Feeling the shift from one foot to the other, like you're pushing away with one foot as your weight goes to the other. Your spine gets this nice fluid movement. Let your head completely relax. Head, neck totally relaxed. And then come in, and we're going to come down onto the floor. So yesterday, I did the super Easter Bunny workout, and I didn't record it or put it up online, but my mom joined me. So I think I'm going to do a mommy and me class for people and their parents who are over 50 and their parents, right? Like we need our parents to keep moving so that they stay alive. So that'll probably happen. It'll probably be later in the day because she's going to be in a different time zone than me. So back of the hands towards each other, inhale, open it up. And my movement patterning will be more aligned to what she's doing, keeping an eye on her. So that eventually will probably in a couple of weeks start happening. Although maybe we'll get one in before she leaves. Inhale, open, exhale, spiraling to the right. Look, serve the sandwiches to everybody in the room. And imagine that you have a whole bunch of friends there, all just waiting to eat the sandwiches. Inhale, open, exhale. Use your breath. Imagine that your arms are connected into your lungs, wings of the lungs, and those little feathers of the lungs opening out, filling up. Inhale, open, exhale. Here's Gaylord. Oh, was it the inguinal ligament? Yeah, just the tendon, the ligament that's coming down. Like, what is there? Oh, you can't, some of these things are so woven into the material around them that they are imperceptible. All right, let's take it all the way down. At the bottom, you're going to inhale, stretch and reach long. And then on the exhale, bend your knees and let's float the arms up over the head again. Exhale, roll it down. Stretch and elongate your whole body. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, roll it down. Lengthen out. Bend your knees. Inhale, roll it down. Deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Take our hands behind our body and inhale, press it up. If it feels good to swing back, go ahead. Inhale, lift. If you could just come down to here, that's fine too. Inhale, exhale. Use your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Going up to stay, pulsing up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down onto the floor. We're gonna do a little bit more hamstring stuff. And we're gonna make this a bit different than we usually do it. So you're gonna lift your pelvis up. And then from there, you're gonna walk your feet a little further away. Flex your feet, walk them out a little bit more, and take a rock, push, pull. So you should be firing up your hamstrings. The rock is moving on the diagonal. Breathing into it, feet are flexed. Then relax that down, take it all the way down to the floor. Just easy, loose knee drops from side to side, letting that massage through your back. So we're going into this twisting pattern just as a quick recuperation from that forward backward, but we're not really going for a big stretch of the hamstrings because we're about to do it again. So we're going to come back up. You can slide your feet further out, flex, and again, push, pull on the diagonal, hamstrings firing up. Front of the body kind of relaxed, but not popping out, connected in, and butt and hamstrings working. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it down. And again, really soft, gentle spirals from side to side, allowing that to massage through your lower back. So we're just spiraling to get the tissue to do something different other than being engaged in that push-pull without stretching it yet. We'll do it a third time and then we're going to add a stretch. The third time is going to be a little different though. So instead of push-pull on this one, we're going to lift one leg and then the other. So you're going to press up. You can go ahead and take that position with your feet kind of further away so they're not right underneath you. And then one leg up at a time with bent knees and flexed feet. Up and down, up and down. The further out your foot is, the more the back of your body and hamstring are going to have to work. Is that true? I think that's true. So you want to go somewhere where you can keep your pelvis fairly high, or at least between your knees and your shoulders. And it's not really about getting your leg up super high. It's more just taking the weight on the other foot, keeping your hips even. Back of the body working. Good. And we're going to lower the feet down, roll it down through your spine, slide your heels up towards your butt a little bit more, and just roll up through your spine. So rolling up to the top, rolling it back down, using your breath. You can add any arching and curling that you want to, but just letting your vertebrae now work a lot more in these sequential ways. So it's sequencing from joint to joint as it goes up and as it comes down. freeing up the spine, freeing up the whole head-tail connection, head-tail pattern. And then we'll do one more thing. This time, how far away? Let's bring the feet so they're fairly close in. We're going to lift the toes, lower the toes. Lift the foot so you're flexing, lower the foot, then lift the heels and lower down. So it goes just the toes, flex the foot, and then press up to releve and lower. Toes lift, toes and whole foot, heel stays on the floor, and then press up. Just the toes, whole foot, except for your heel, releve, 2 more. Toes, foot, press it up. Last one, toes, foot, press it up. And then take the whole thing down. And this time we're going to go for that happy baby. Happy baby, have a baby pose. Or as my mom liked to ask, is it half a baby? And from there you can bend one leg, bend the other, roll around. Breathe into it. Let it massage out your back. And let's go from there into one leg at a time, stretching. So drawing one leg in, the other one's going to reach out, and then you can take it down towards the floor. So here, like I'm kind of bunched up. If I lengthen down, I think of lengthening through the front of my hip flexor and lengthening through my psoas, that comes down a bit more. Top leg as stretched as feels good in your body. And I'm kind of going from a more extreme stretch to a less extreme stretch. Breathing into it. And then I'm going to change it to the other side. I'm going to start with that leg off the floor. And then I'm going to lengthen it down and really reach through my legs. So I'm not bunched up, I'm lengthening it out. My butt on that side is relaxed. Breathe. And this side too, because it's just stretching. Yeah, so you can kind of go into a deeper stretch and then let it release a little bit and then deepen. Giving your tissue the time to open up. So it's not just completely pull, 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 but it's pull and then soften a little bit and then pull, hang out and then soften a little bit and then go again. So you're not going full force the whole time. And let's release that. And let's just do knees off the floor, spiral from side to side. And if you feel like straightening your legs for this, go for it. I have to say a big thank you to Susan for becoming a Patreon subscriber. Really appreciate it. Feel free to let me know if there's particular things you want me to do more of. Good, let's bring that in. Lower your feet down. Take your body into one long line so that you're laying down. And just stretch through the right side and then the left side. Just one side, arm and leg stretch away from center, and then the other side. Feeling into it. So as I do this stretch, like my arm and leg understand really stretching out, but I feel like in my torso, like getting that length between my rib cage and my pelvis is a really big thing. And then I can play with letting my rib cage, my ribs fan open or letting them come back in. So sometimes in Pilates or in dance or maybe even in yoga, people teach you to close your rib cage and pull it in. But we don't want to be constantly contracting so that our ribs are closing, right? We want the movement of that fan to have access in both directions so that they can really open out and come in. So go and play with those things. Like if somebody says, do it this way, and this is the only way, I always like to try it in every other possible way that I can to see what does it really feel like to me. So I feel like that's one of the things that we've been getting, not wrong, but it's limiting people. Like we don't need to get more constricted and contracted. We need to have this capacity to grow and shrink and have this aliveness and this movement in our body. So we're not shutting things down locking them in. I mean, if your ribs are really popped like this all the time, maybe sometimes you want to be able to enclose that front space as well. But it doesn't mean you have to go around contracted in all the time, right? You want to just have access to both things. Underneath that, our diaphragm has all this movement relating to our organs. So if we kind of limit our movement in there, we're also going to limit our breath, and that's going to limit our movement within our digestion and our organs. So not the healthiest thing. Yeah. So sometimes, okay, yes, but not all the time. Let's go with the big circles with the legs, up, flex, reach it out, down, and to the point. So I'm going all the way up, I'm opening out, I'm taking it down, pointing my toes. I'm actually going to go off the floor for this. If that feels good to you, go for it, so that I'm peeling up and then opening wide and stretching down. So one of the things that's different for rehabbing an MCL, medial collateral ligament strain, compared to a Hess and serine bursitis, which could be happening very close to the same place, is that with the MCL, you might not want to be stretching this way, but with the PES, you want to stretch this way, right? So I'm going to change direction, flexing up to point and then bringing it down. Flexing up to point, bringing it down. Yeah, and I'm taking it up higher so that I'm kind of going to a shoulder stand, because I need to do that just for my body. So that's an option. You can also add that in or not. A couple more times. And then let yourself roll back and forth, rounding through your spine. Take it into a plow if that feels good. Good. And then let's do, so we're just going to keep doing some of these leg exercises that I need to do. So one of them is, we're going to go with a low leg here. So you're going to flex your foot. You're not going to come up past your knee, just short and low. Long leg. We're going to go for 10 parallel, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really radiating out through that thigh, all the way through your heel. 8, 9, 10. Switch it to the other side. Same thing. Flex, reach it out. 1. Low leg. 2. Long leg. 3, 4, 5. Think of fanning out your toes in your flex. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fold it in. We're going to take it higher on the next one. Flex foot all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Flex foot, long bama. Big kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Long leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower it down. We're going to go again with those knee drops, just as a softening and releasing, letting the tissue get this twisting motion, right? So before, we're doing this up and down movement in the sagittal plane, the wheel plane, and now we're getting this twisting movement, letting it go in a totally different direction. So it's not that we're going one way and then we're stretching it the other way. It's that we're going one way and the other way, and then we're softening through a spiral. All right, we're going to come onto our side. This foot can be behind or in front, whatever feels good to you. flex this foot. We're going to go with a few different things here. So starting parallel, reaching through your heel, low, it's as high as you can go. Leg is not coming in front of you. It's not the Pilates pike. Straight down below you. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Gaylord. 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes up, heel down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heel up, toes down. 1, 2, 3. It's not going to go that high. 4, especially if you stay square in your hips. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Let's roll over and just take that leg up and out to the side. So you stretch that inner thigh. Breathing into it, you can lower it down. Just get the stretch through that adductor, gracilis, and adductor that's crossing your knee. So the 3 things, there's gracilis coming in here, semitendinosus also coming in from your hamstring, that inner medial part of your hamstring. And then across the front, sartorius, that's coming down into this area. So stretching all of that a little bit. If you lower down, you'll get a different stretch. If you bring it up, you'll get a different stretch. So feel free to move that to get that inner thigh stretch. We're going to do the outer thigh as well. So we're going to start here. Bottom leg can be bent or straight, whatever feels good to you. I'm using my hands to help stabilize. I'm going to turn in and go 1, 2, 3. Toes down. 4, not high. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turned out. This is going to be low. 1, 2. We're going to go high in a minute. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give it a break for a second. Just let those muscles relax. And then we're going to kick up the side high. So flex foot, kicking up the side, going 1, 2. Try to keep it turned out as it comes down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Let's do a quad stretch. Grab on, draw your heel in towards your butt, stretch the front of your thigh, taking your knee back if that feels good. You can also do a little turn in and out if that feels good. This is my injured knee, so I'm limiting that. Then I'm going to kick it back into my hand and just push back with that leg. So my leg is actively pushing into my hand. And then release that. Let's roll over onto our backs. Just roll from side to side. Let that massage out your hips. So I'm going to do this, letting my body also spiral so that I am just putting my weight into the floor, massaging out my rotators and my glutes as I roll across it. And then flipping around to the other side to start the whole thing on the other side with the inner thigh. So this other leg can either go behind you or in front, whatever feels good. We're going to start parallel with the bottom leg, going up and down, right down below you, so it's not in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes down, heel up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Take it onto your back. Open it out to the side, stretch. Again, let that leg move to different places so you're stretching different parts. And I'm supporting my leg, but because it feels good to have that like extra support. So it's not falling too far open. I can support it. Breathing into it. And then coming onto my side, And you could bend the bottom knee if you want to, or leave it straight. This top leg, let's start turned in, and we'll work our way to turned out. Low leg, hips square to the floor, or perpendicular to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Parallel. 1, 2, reaching through the sole of your foot, fanning out those toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up, low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give it a little shake, let it go, and then we'll do the big ones. So big ones, turned out leg coming up. You can do flex up, point down. I can't remember if I did that or if I just left it flex, but I'm just going to leave it flex. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then bend your knee, heel in towards your butt. Bend the bottom knee if you need to balance, stretching your quad. Breathing into it. You can then push back. You can also do a little turn in, turn out from your hip socket if that feels good. Breathe, push away. And then release. Let it go. Hopefully I didn't skip anything. I think we did it all. Let's come onto our backs and roll across your back. This time you can do it with your knees in, rolling from one side to the other, pouring your body across the floor. And if you want to do it with your legs open, go ahead. Good. And then we haven't done a side plank thing for a long time. Let's do something with our side plank. We're going to go, I'm going to take one foot in front of the other, pressing up, just simple. Let's do a circle with the arm on top, inhaling, open, exhaling, close. If this hurts in your rotator cuff, make it smaller, just taking your hand on your shoulder, letting your chest, lungs, and heart open, change direction, other way. And let's take it into a forearm plank from there. One knee to the floor at a time, parallel, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Flip it over to your other side. Circles with the top arm, opening up, closing. Use your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And then change direction, go the other way. And come back. We're going to cross underneath, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And take it down and relax into the floor. Bend your knees, gently roll from side to side. Let that massage out the top of your legs. Just going to do it with one because that does not feel good on the bad side. Also have to readjust my mat because one of the cows, I wasn't going to say it, but Gaylord scarfed down his food as fast as he could last night and then proceeded to come in and throw up right there on the floor. So that smells a little disgusting right now. Just in case you're wondering about how it goes with cat life in the house. All right, let's come up. Reach out through the heels of the hands. You're going to internally rotate, look down, externally rotate, look up. Looking down, looking up. Down, up, down, up. 2 more. Rotate in, rotate out, spiral in, spiral out, hands next to your chest, arch all the way up, exhale down. Inhale, lift, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and take it back into a child's pose, unless you aren't doing child's pose like me. And then you can just round your spine or move in any way that feels good to you. Breathing into your body, filling your whole body with breath. So like you're a bubble, let the whole thing get bigger and then smaller, growing and shrinking with the breath. And then let's come into this position. So into elbows and knees, curl your toes under for the arch, top of feet to the floor for the curl. Toes under for the arch, push down for the curl. Arch and curl and arch and curl. And then we'll take our hands underneath us. We're going to do a little releve with the hand up to your tippy fingers, lower the heel of the hand, elbows to the floor, press it up all the way to the tippy fingers, rolling it down, up. If you can only go a little bit here, that's totally fine. Work with what you've got. Bearing as much weight on your arms as feels okay. Good. And then take your hands out and just up to the tippy fingers and down. You can bend your elbows and arch your back and come in. Tippy fingers down. Elbows are coming in and towards each other, arching and push. Up, down, arch, push, up, down, arch. And then come over the back of the hands. Make little monkey fists. Let your head drop. You can kind of bring your shoulders up to your ears. Let them move up and down. So shoulder blades moving around on your back as you make these little monkey fingers, just giving yourself some more movement in there with the shoulder blades. Let me see what time it is. Oh, we're doing good. All right, we started a little bit late. Let's come onto our hands and knees, or you could do elbows and knees if your hands are bothering you. You're going to take one leg out to the side with a bent knee, and you're just going to make circles with that leg. If I come up onto my fingertips on this side, I can get my knee up higher. Circling, happy ball and socket joint in that hip socket. Change direction. Good. And let's switch it over to the other side. Same thing. Leg up, circling one way. So this is like the size of a grapefruit to a soccer ball, something like that with your knee. Thinking of really circling in that joint. And change direction in the joint of your hip socket. Ball and socket joint. Good. And then come down. Let's go onto our elbows. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it on elbows. But let's try and do a cat-cow with this. So you're going to, don't hit yourself in the head with your knee, but you're going to take your knee towards your nose, then you're going to kick out and then bend and arch, try and touch your head to your toes. So gently knee to nose, head to toes, arching and curling. You could do this from your hands instead of your elbow. Two more times. Inhale, open, exhale, close, and switch it to the other side. Draw it in, kick back. Two more. Good. And then come up, relax for a second. Come onto your butt. Have a moment of independent thought. And then just roll from side to side, massaging out your hips, breathing into it. And then I'm just going to have a sip of water. Let's come into a straddle. Getting into your straddle, circling your guts. Diaphragm free flowing under the rib fan. We were discussing in the last class, good names. Like rib cage, it sounds like a jail or a prison. The cage that everything is inside of. And then people are saying the rib basket. Somebody else, the rib fan. I feel like there's still like all of those are still like objects that aren't alive, right? I mean, the basket was at some point alive while it was being woven, and the fan, maybe anyway. All of our models for our bodies are kind of often objectifying in nature. So we just want to take that into consideration. Take it to the side. Inhale, open. Exhale, sideways. And I think that's one of the, well, there's the Descartes split, the Cartesian split of body and mind, right? But we are one body mind. And as long as we're alive, we're going to be in the same body that we were born in. And if we were actually like, if our brain was taken out of our body and somehow saved, it wouldn't be the same thing, right? We wouldn't have like, this is as much tissue, our hearts, our organs, all the stuff. This is what makes us up. This is how we know we are ourselves, by what it feels like in our body, more than anything else, probably. Maybe for some people, it's like, well, what I feel like in my head is who I am. But probably more, it's what we feel like in our bodies. Let's take elbow to the floor, one side to the other. At least if you're a mover, it might be that way. Something to think about. But as long as you're here in this body for your whole life, might as well make the most of it and make the best of it and be kind to it, right? Kindness to your body. All right, we're going to take it down, and then you're going to come all the way down to that leg, come back to your elbows and bring it up to the side. Surrender down, bring it back and come up. Side stretch to your leg, bring it back, lift it up, side stretch to your leg, sideways, a couple more times. We're shifting in the torso and up. We're going to change it slightly. You're going to take it to the side, take it down to your leg, hang out there, take a couple of breaths. And this time, when you switch to the side, just take your arm over your head and hang out there. You could be in front of your leg here or behind it, whatever feels good. Think of lengthening from this foot through this fingertips. Try not to let your butt pop off the floor, but feel the reach, those two parts reaching away from each other. And now I want you to just spiral down and open that out. So you're closing your armpit and then opening it, closing it, opening it, closing it, opening it. Good. And then inhale, bring it up. Over to the other side. We go down this way, we face the leg, and we surrender to the floor, letting go, breathing into it, big, big stretch. And then we take it into that side stretch. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Feel that leg stretching away from the hand. So big fascial train, right? If we say a train of fascia, it just means it's all connected. There's no train track in there. There's no actual line in there, but we are connected within our body, spiraling down, opening it up, spiraling down, feeling what's happening with your humerus as you spiral your arm, humerus, scapula, relating to the body. Good. And then let's bring it up and let's go down the middle one time. If you're done with being in straddle, you can bring your feet together, do butterfly, Baddha Konasana, or take it down here. Breathe into it. And now, if you want to do something really exciting down there, try to engage one butt cheek and then the other. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it when I'm in a total pancake, but if I'm up higher, I can really do one butt and then the other. Just getting one side to clench and then the other. Now you're ready for pole class. Just kidding. And come up, bring it together. Sometimes if we don't think about things, we can't do them. And if we don't try, it's like we're missing out on just different coordination patterns in our body. Rotate in and out, bounce it up and down, let everything get soft and easy. Take it into a forward fold. You can kind of walk from side to side with your legs if you want to free up your spine a little bit, get more three-dimensional movement. So your fascia is kind of doing this, right? What does that even mean? It just means that you're getting more three-dimensional movement, more hydration, more capacity. Like if you take a sponge and you put it in the water and you just smash it, it's very three-dimensional inside. But if you wring it, the water will go out and in more easily than if you just flatten and lift, right? The more sort of three-dimensional we work with tissue, the more, and also water doesn't move linearly most of the time. It's spiraling and curling and, you know, like think of a wave, it's crashing all sorts of different directions. It's not just going zit. So within our body, it's the same thing. It's not like water is running around wild and rampant, but the glycosaminoglycans, which is like the snotty goo that's relating to that's hydrating your fascia. It's kind of like aspic or gelatin. If we move, we give that a chance to readjust itself, right? So there's this aliveness, hydration, this capacity to heal is happening in that spaciousness. And I may be like, this is my experience of being in my own body and how things heal quicker. And it's through that slow fluid movement with the fascia. All right, for me. Okay, let's come on to, I wanted to do push-ups. So I'm going to do push-ups with a knee lift. I'm going to do tricep push-ups. So my knees are on the floor, elbows are into my side. And then I'm going to lift my knees up, bend down, and push up. So that's what I'm doing, just down and up. You can adjust it any way, either doing a knee drop, not doing a knee drop. This just adds a lot to pick up in between. 5 more. Last one. I'm going to take it to a downward dog from there. Just walking my feet in a little bit so I can really reach into that upside down V. Long body. Push the floor away with your arms. Play with the location of your shoulders on your back. So I can rotate them so that the scapula are widening and coming down toward the floor around the outside like that, or I can push them up towards my ears, or I can drop them down my back. So let your shoulder blades move on your back. It's like you're kind of doing shoulder circles, but really it's shoulder blade circles. And then walk your feet into your hands. Interlace your hands behind your back. Drop them down. Bend and straighten your knees a few times. And then release your hands. Shake your head no. Nod yes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then slowly roll it up through your spine all the way up to the top. And we'll inhale, open, reach out and up, feel into your body. Soften as you come down, easy body. Inhale, open. Exhale, letting go. 2 more, inhale. And exhale, release, last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, let it go, shake it out. So that is it. We are donezo. And oh my God, did it do it? Yeah. Like